This is the Luna Ultra by Insta360. It's a pocket gimbal camera with a wide and a 3x zoom lens on it. It can shoot 8K 30, Dolby Vision HDR, has 10-bit iLog, 4K 120, HD 240, but I didn't buy it for that stuff. This video is not sponsored. I purchased this with my own money for two reasons. One, my fiance's birthday is coming up, and two, I wanted to upgrade her from her old setup. The main question that I have about this camera is, will it make shooting content easier for her? I bought it with the creator bundle, so it came with this cool little case. It has the wide lens attachment plus a black mist filter, both a 1/4 inch attachment and an extended battery attachment. The Insta360 Mic Pro, which I already have this cool little Hello Kitty graphic on there for her, and a carrying case for it to all pack up really nicely. This is her old camera. So this is a Sony ZV-1 Mark II. There's three things that make this camera almost unusable. And honestly, it's made me want to throw it at the wall a couple times. And I know Luna has gotten upset because of it as well. The first thing is that there's no lock for the power button. So if you throw this in your pocket or if she has it in her purse, the power button can accidentally be hit and it just turns on. It's not great. The second thing, also having to do with the top buttons, is that this button right here next to the power button, this is for you to switch between video, photo, and slow motion. So sometimes that'll accidentally get pressed and you'll go and start to shoot some video and you'll accidentally take a photo, or even worse, you'll start shooting and everything will be in slow-mo with no sound. So completely unusable. And then the last thing, the battery. This is the battery. It only lasts 45 minutes tops. We've had it for a while now. She's had it for about 2 years, so it maybe lasts 30 minutes on a full battery. It's just not a great experience. Like, you have to carry around multiple batteries. It'll die quickly and even faster if it keeps turning on and off in your pocket or in her purse. It's just not a great user experience. But with this camera, what I'm hoping is that it takes a lot of that friction out of the whole creative process. What's also crazy is that the sensor in this camera is the exact same size as the sensor on the wide lens in this camera. So we shouldn't be losing any quality. If anything, it should be better because it's a newer sensor. So today we're going to be taking this to the LACMA, playing around, getting some shots, and seeing if Luna likes using it. I also forgot to mention that my fiance's name is Luna and the camera's name is Luna, so I just thought it was a perfect match. So yeah, let's go. All right, I threw in a couple extra clips there at the end of a Dodger game that we went to, and I got to take the Luna. I even changed the image on the mic to a Dodger logo. And honestly, I really like the fact that the mic becomes an accessory, you know, and it can match whatever you're wearing, or, you know, you can sort of represent a team if you're going to a sports team like I did. So that's definitely a plus when it comes to this creator combo and how to use it. So far, everything that you've seen in this video from this camera was shot in auto. I have not shot in the 10-bit log. I have not shot in manual mode or in the pro mode. I just left it in full auto and wanted to leave it there for this video as a first impressions, because as I said, I want to show people that this camera is sort of like a great camera for anyone that's looking to make creating a little bit easier. Luna really loved using it. I think at the LACMA, walking around, me getting shots of her getting shots of some of the exhibits, just became really easy. The zoom function on this camera is awesome. I think like taking it to the LACMA was sort of like the perfect place to show the zoom function off, because there's a lot of little things that you can really like zoom into and get some detail shots of. There was I guess the perfect place to really show that off was the Football is Life exhibit at the LACMA right now, where this artist makes little figurines out of foil or clay, and they're like really tiny, like maybe the size of a quarter or smaller, and recreates like really famous plays and pictures of famous soccer games. And to be able to zoom in and see all the detail on and how intricate he was able to get with a lot of these pieces, it was awesome. It was really, really amazing. There was also another shot that I got at the LACMA where we were in the new building, the David Geffen Galleries, on the second floor, and I'm looking across the street at the Berlin Wall mural, and I zoomed in all the way to 12 times, and it looked like I'm standing across the street, but when I zoom out, you see that I'm on the second floor, probably 200 feet away from that. So it's really, really awesome to just have that as an option. I know that with phones you can zoom in as well, but with phones there's this sort of like weird look that you get. There's a lot of stabilization going on, and I think with the gimbal integrated into this camera, you get a different sort of feel. It feels a little bit more stable. It's not having to compute a lot of that stabilization as much as you are in the phone. So I really enjoyed using it. I know Luna really enjoyed using it. I think one of my favorite features of this camera was when you're using it in auto mode and you go into a dark room, it automatically switches to that night mode, and you get a prompt on the screen, which lets you know that it's switching into a low light mode to be able to get a better picture. An example of this was during the exhibition for Amores Perros. We stepped into a dark room where the walls are black, everything, black curtains all around us. And the only thing lighting up that room were the projectors that were playing the film on multiple different screens. And it was really awesome because you got to see these older projection systems running 35 millimeter film, and, you know, you got to see a lot more of like the light beams, and it really, it honestly, like I almost felt like I got a better experience looking through the camera because I was more in awe of like everything that it was able to capture. To be able to capture and take a lot of the thinking out of it is what I think this camera is really good at. Now, Luna and I did find a couple things that it could do a little bit better. For example, Luna was looking through a couple of the videos on the Luna as, you know, as we were walking around, and something would come up and she would want to record. When you're in a menu or you're watching videos that are stored on the device, if you press the record button, it's not going to record. You have to go back to the shooting screen to be able to hit record and have it start recording. That really didn't make sense to me. Like a lot of other cameras, if you're in a menu or whatever, like if you press the record button, it should just start recording. You don't ever want to miss a moment because you're like fiddling with settings or anything like that. So that's one thing that I hope that they change. Another thing is no custom settings. So Luna has a setup here at home where she has her light, and when she's in that setting, she likes to set her camera to a certain color temperature, so that way when she walks closer to the camera, the temperature isn't shifting. And it makes sense to me, and it would make even more sense for the camera to have custom settings. Which is really weird because the Insta360 Go Ultra and other cameras that Insta360 has made have custom settings or custom presets, but for some reason you can't do it with this one yet. I definitely think that is probably going to come in a future update, so I'm not too worried about it. Another thing is the exposure in auto. Right now I have the camera set to -1 exposure compensation, and I think that just works best for me. I'm not really sure if it's my skin tone or because I was wearing a black shirt at the LACMA, but it has trouble sort of like metering the scene. And I'm not sure if it's using like a spot meter or if it's using a whole scene. You can see the sort of exposure pulse. It'll go up and then it'll come down. It'll go up and it'll come down. And what's weird about that is that lights weren't changing. We were in a controlled setting. So it's one more reason to like maybe learn how to use this camera in manual mode if you need to. But other than that, I didn't use any ND filters. I didn't use the black mist filter on this camera. I only used the wide angle lens, and just using it on auto with the clips that I got and everything, I am really, really happy. I think Luna's going to have a really amazing time with this camera. I think she's going to really feel like she can create and not have any sort of like limits. I mean, the big things that were an issue with the old camera that I mentioned earlier in the video, for instance, the battery life. This camera with the extended grip gets 4 hours, maybe 4 hours plus. We don't really have to worry about it turning on if it's in your pocket. And as for having it automatically switch from, photo mode or slow motion, you could set a custom button on the camera to have it switch to those settings. But I think for my use case and Luna's use case, I have the right button set to flipping the camera around, and then the left button set to recentering the gimbal. Oh, that's another thing. I guess one more little gripe that I have with this camera, which I'm assuming they'll probably fix with firmware. But when you're walking, there was a couple times at Dodger Stadium where I was walking and the gimbal did not want to stay facing forward whenever I would turn, so I had to keep recentering it. And I'll throw up the clips here and show you the examples. So it was just weird. Like I'm not sure if it had to do with the gyroscope, or if it's just firmware issues that it's having, or maybe it's just like some gimbal settings that I need to sort of just play with and tweak a little for it to actually stay in front of me. But other than that, it's really good. The tracking on the gimbal is awesome. Like I can have it right now track me where I just like double tap the screen and it'll track my face, and it works awesome. Like it'll only track me. Luna can come in here, walk around, and it'll stay on me. So besides those 4 things, it's a great camera. And honestly, I think for the people that get it, I think it's going to work for beginners. It'll work for pros. I'm sure I want to make another video in the future about the sort of pro features on this, using it in manual. But I am planning to get the DJI Pocket 4P for myself, mainly because I'm already very invested in DJI products. I have the DJI Ronin 4D. I have the Action 6, the Nano, the 360. So I very much belong to that DJI ecosystem. But for Luna, this is an amazing camera, and I'm excited to see the content that she creates with it. So yeah, I guess that's it. Stay tuned for more videos, more vlogs, more podcasts. But until then, keep shooting. Peace.